Yes, yes, yes. What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Beyond the Mix podcast. This is your boy, Herman Hildo, aka Halu Halu. And I'm here with my homies. Yes, I got my homies on the line. We got a new co-host, but first, let me introduce the most valuable, sexual, lovable bear, Corby. What's up, my dude?
Bro, that was the most exciting intro I've ever seen you do. Dude, you were fucking pumped. I was, oh, hey, what's up?
There you go. And also we got a very, very brand new host. She is one of our best friends. She's family. Love her to death. Introducing you to Nicole. Say what's up.
Hi, guys. I'm so happy to be here. This is exciting.
Welcome, Nicole.
Thank
you. Yes, we are so excited to have you. But before we start, this is episode 45, and it is called My Spoon Smells Funny. Yes, we're going to talk about why our spoon smells funny. It's something to really get into. But if you didn't know, I'm going to let you guys know really quick that Beyond the Mix podcast is brought to you by Rooted Kingdom, where we get your, yes, and you'll rule your kingdom. You are sore today for stronger tomorrows. Yes, we are a fitness company and brand here to elevate your fitness life. If you guys need anything, you guys, you know, you can always text me 909-532-2455 or send me email at info@rootedkingdom.com. And I'll be happy to get you on your fitness journey. Just so you guys know that this week on Monday, well, you guys won't get this till next Tuesday. But anyway, Monday, Wednesdays, and Thursdays, Rooted Kingdom, we are starting our in-person group fitness led by me. I am a certified group fitness instructor by the AFAA. So we have Mind Body Flow, which is yoga inspired. We also have Core and Fit, right? And we also have a booty sculpt. This is all at 5:00 p.m. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. I look forward to seeing you guys there. And to all the Rooted Kingdom family guys, thank you for allowing me to be your trainer and your instructor. I appreciate everything you guys do for me. But now let's get into the really, really, really good stuff. Yes. So Nicole,
Yes,
you are here. You are a host.
I am.
How does it feel to be one of us?
It feels cool, man. I feel
One
official. I got the mic going. It's nice. It's cool. I got fucking headphones on, talking to a screen, man. This is dope.
And I just want to point out that Nicole, yes, she always looks like this. Always.
I always look good. Part of my
yes, brand. I always look like this.
So, all right. So tell us a little bit more about you, Nicole. What is it that you do? What is your job? So our viewers and listeners can get to know you a little bit more. Why don't you tell us about it?
Super weird combo, but I'm a hairstylist and an EMT. So I do hair, then I hang out with crackheads all day to make sure they're okay. Super fun. But yeah, I do that. Those are my two jobs. Then I'm in bodybuilding. You're actually my new coach for my upcoming show. Let's go, baby.
We're gonna take it.
We're gonna win. We're gonna win.
I gotta give a little shout out here because for what's a really secret, dude, that people don't know is EMTs are highly underpaid.
Yeah.
And are crazy important and do crazy stuff out in the field. We have in the hospital, we have roles, right? So the same people the EMTs bring in that are coding, like we have a team of people that do specific things, right. Like I don't push meds. All I care about is the airway. That's it. That's my whole job, right? Intubation, airway, whatever. Well, the EMTs are out there doing all kinds of stuff, man. Everything, intubating, giving drugs, CPR,
it's
like
unfortunate.
Everything, man. So much respect. Like,
thank you.
Love EMTs, fucking awesome.
Thanks.
Yeah, for real. Got a difficult job, and the like people want to call 911, right, to save their loved ones. And I think if they knew how underpaid EMTs were, people would be shocked, man.
Yeah, it's shocking. It sounds like it would be a high paying job, knowing all the things that I have to know to take care of people on the fly.
Right.
But yeah, we're paid like shit. Most of us are treated like shit, but I mean,
it's wildly crazy, man. Yeah, but it's wildly crazy. Like you guys you guys have to go to like we know, like if they call me, like ER calls me, like I know what I'm walking into most of the time, you know, even if it's just respiratory distress. They're like, hey, we have a respiratory distress coming in 5 minutes. But they'll tell me some information, you know, patient's down, they're performing CPR. So already I know what to expect, you know, and a lot of times they'll even know what it is. Hey, like you said, I heard you talking about the drugstore, you know, we had a lot of ODs. And so they'll say, you know, hey, we got a respiratory distress coming in, OD found down on the side of the road, you know, patient is already intubated and receiving CPR. So like, I already know what the hell I'm walking into. Like right away, I know exactly what I need to do. But EMTs just got to show up, man.
I mean, it's tough. We'll get a call for chest pain. We're like, oh, okay, easy, heart attack. Like it's easy. No, stab to the chest. Like, yeah, okay. Like obviously,
that's two different things, man.
things.
Yeah. So
like,
man,
yeah, no wonder.
You know, we need to start a fucking campaign, dude, because I feel like you want people saving your lives, you know, fucking compensated, bro.
Yeah, definitely.
Anyway, much respect.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, Nicole, that's super cool. And I just want to, you know, Nicole's a lot like Corby, just a very humble person. So I'm going to go ahead and tell about her real quick. I hope it's okay. I've known Nicole for many, many, many years now. Nicole has gotten me and my wife out of some hot water when it comes to like babysitting needs. So it all started, you know, we get our hair, my wife gets her hair done, and she met Nicole at her hair salon. And then I guess they became friends, and then we needed a babysitter just because me and my wife at the time, before I retired, we were both law enforcement. And if you guys know about anything about law enforcement, our hours are super, super duper crazy. And it's just like, I'm talking 2:30 in the morning until like 1:30 p.m., sometimes even 5 o'clock p.m. And we're like, hey, Nicole, we need a babysitter. And she was like, yeah, I'll do it. And all while this is happening, she's going to school to get her medical license, EMT license, whatever it is, doctor license you guys be doing. And all while still doing hair, working on your fitness, and you know, making yourself better with education. So you know, every time me and Lucy called you, it's like, hey, you know, we need a babysitter. And finally it just turned into like, hey, you want to be our full-time babysitter? Well, then that blossomed into, hey, will you check on our house while we're gone? And then so Nicole will come stay at her house. And then she's like family, dude. Like literally just the other day when she came in, me and Lucy, we were cleaning, we heard like beep, 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 beep on our front door. And we're like, who is that? And then Nicole walked, she's like, hi guys. She just
let myself in. Hello.
Just let herself in. And we're wondering why Max wasn't barking. Normally Max just barking like crazy. And it was just really cool just to watch your journey, man. You know, in a sense, I feel like I watched you into this person that you are now. And then in the other sense, you watched my daughter grow up. So you have a lot to do with our daughter. Yeah. So Nicole, we love you, dude. And it's so funny that now we're actually working together, right? Working together on podcasts, and I'm your coach. And it's funny because we've been here the whole time. We just never saw each other like that until the other day, and we're like, why not, dude? So
yeah, fuck it, right?
Yeah.
So, no, it's awesome. Man, I appreciate it. Yeah, you guys helped me out a lot too during COVID. I didn't have a job, and so like my saving grace was you guys. It's like if I didn't have you guys, I don't think I would have been able to pay for my home and my car and bodybuilding. It's like
it's so awesome. And just to give you an idea of what kind of person she is, so her main job was to attend to our daughter, watch our daughter, right? Well, she would do more than that. She would play with our kid, help her with school, clean the house, put away the dishes. And I'm like, babe, she's putting away the dishes and cleaning the house. And I'm like, oh, we need to pay her more, obviously. And then it was just, you know, just a thank you, you know, Nick. It was just awesome. Just great to have you.
Yeah, you guys are like family to me at this point, you know. Of course, I figure, you know, if I'm a part of the family, I might as well take care of the household.
I mean, it's your second home. You just
exactly. I got the key. I got the key code.
Legit.
I have a question.
What's up?
Okay, so related to fitness, like I'm not a fitness dude per se, but I remember when Herman was doing his competition stuff, right? like eating, he had to eat at specific times. And I was wondering, so like at work, I know at my work, right? Even just me, just sitting there in just a hospital, like I never know when I'm going to eat, right?
Yeah.
But you have to eat at specific times, right? When you're getting ready for your competition. Is that right?
Yeah.
So how do you do that when you're as an EMT? That's got to be completely 100% crazy.
Yeah, it's tough. Luckily me, I don't start work until like around like 12 to 1 as far as like the ambulance goes. With hair, it's easy. I could just tell my client I'm going to the bathroom and go scarf down some food really quick.
Yeah.
But with EMT, it's tough, but I don't start until 12 or 1. So at that point I already have about like 3 to 4 meals in. So I only eat like 6 times a day. So those last 2 meals, I'm pretty lenient on when I eat, but in between patients, I'll take like while we're driving to the scene, I'll just eat my food really quick.
Yeah.
And just pull up
like
to my
all
patient.
cold.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I eat cold chicken and rice.
Ugh.
You remember
you used
that,
to do that,
Corp?
Herman.
Yeah.
You used to eat that cold fish
Yes.
with the broccoli, bro. And I was
keep
like,
it in my pocket. Remember, I keep food in my pocket.
Yeah, like a little squirrel, dude.
Oh, it's tough. Yeah, it sucks eating cold food, but you know, I mean, I'm a little bit more lenient when I'm not on prep, but come June, I'll be on prep, and at that point, yeah, it's go time. I gotta eat. If I gotta eat cold food, I'm gonna eat cold food.
Because there's times for me, man, like whatever, like especially when COVID was going on. It's not bad right now. Now we have a lot of time, but when COVID was going on, you didn't know, man. Like you would show up, I would show up and clock in, and literally as soon as I clocked in, there'd be a code blue, and I would have to run. And sometimes like it would be 3 o'clock and I hadn't eaten anything yet, you know, at 3 in the afternoon. So like, it's got to be even more difficult in a like roaming and just responding to shit all day long, you know?
Yeah. It's we have days where it's like you don't really get a chance to sit down and eat. But on those days, again, I really only have 2 meals left over. And I usually do find at some point, but if time to eat, but if I don't, then I just get home and I'll eat my last 2 meals. I'll even combine them, and then I'll wait an hour or 2 before I go to bed.
So my question is, because I'm not in that world, and Herm, you can chime in too, so does that timing affect things? Does that set you back? Or does it matter that much?
For me, I don't think it does. My body's pretty versatile. It'll kind of like take in, I'm sure for other people it's different, but look, I got very lucky with my genetics, and I can kind of eat at any point and I get the same results. So I don't really notice the difference, but I'm sure with other people, if they don't stay on their schedule, it'll come.
Because you were schedule oriented, Herm.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like you had an alarm, and it was like when it was time, dude. You would drop what you're doing and you would go scarf down that disgusting looking fish and dry broccoli with the mustard.
So honestly, man, you know, I went to school for this. You know, I'm a fitness nutrition specialist, so I specialize in
For
that.
real?
Yeah, I'm a fitness nutrition specialist. Oh, you knew that, dude. You stop. Honestly, man, the body is actually very, very interesting in that way. The reason why on schedule works, and all it really is just building habits. You know, and you gotta think of the body like this. The more output of calories you're putting in, then you gotta replenish those calories. Otherwise, your body kind of goes into this like fight or flight mode. So it kind of, when you don't eat, it thinks you're dying. So it's gonna hold on to the fat to the very, 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 very last end. So that's why it's important to always eat, or at the very least, be calm. Calm mind is calm body. That's essentially how our bodies work. And as crazy this sounds, right? To lose weight, and for all you guys listening who are fitness heads, or you want to get to the fitness business, it's simple. You know, it's simple science, calorie deficit. So for instance, if your calorie needs is 2,000 calories a day, all you got to do is be at 1,700 calories a day. You're going to lose weight. And literally, you can literally eat your cheeseburgers just as long as However, and Nicole's a little bit different because she has a different goal. So now this is where I come in. So now I know how to change and the right things she needs to eat. You know what I mean? So that's what her coaching consists of, you know, building good habits for herself, especially since she has a very, 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 very busy lifestyle. I have to, me as her coach, I have to figure that out. You know, I just can't be like, here's a cookie cutter, you're going to make this work. It doesn't work like that. She's essentially, she's on a law enforcement schedule, just all over the place. You know, like the medical and law enforcement never stops, dude. So quick question. And, you know, I feel really, really outcasted right now because you both are medical professionals, health services professionals. I'm in fitness, health and fitness. Am I a medical professional?
I think
In a
so.
sense.
In a sense, I think so.
In a sense, yeah, definitely. I think, I mean, medical, in our sense, medical kind of correlates to fitness, right? I mean, if you're obese and eating like shit and all these kind of things, you're medically not going to be okay for the most part, right?
So
health is a spectrum.
Yeah, check this out. Okay, so I'm glad you brought that up, and I'm gonna screw up like the whole details about it. But there's a country, I think it's like Belgium or the Netherlands or something like that. Anyways, they invest like $650 million in bike pathways around their entire
That's the
country.
Netherlands. Yeah, Netherlands.
The Netherlands. Okay, I found this extremely interesting. So it's like $656 million or $1 billion or something like that. They invest in turning their entire city into a like a biketropolis, right? Like all these bike lanes everywhere, dude, that gets you everywhere. Well, guess what, dude? It saves the country like 1.5 trillion in healthcare costs a year.
Right.
Isn't that crazy? So in a sense, dude, think about it, bro. Like you're the very beginning. Preventative medicine is the best medicine, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Absolutely.
But we all know this, and I'm going to open up the door for the conspiracy theorists here. We all know that we want essentially America is a business, right? So
Yes.
America wants to push pharmaceuticals. Why? Why does America want to push pharmaceuticals versus having somebody like me that could be like, hey, you know, your insurance is going to pay for a trainer, or versus your insurance is going to pay for medical? Why? Because the people running the big pharma are the ones getting rich. You know what I mean? They want to continue to poison, you know, poison the lands, poison the people, you know, and that's well, I shouldn't say poison. That's a poor choice of words, but like,
oh, they're definitely poisoning us.
Absolutely. No, I would agree. It's not a poor choice of words at all.
Nice.
I mean,
no, it's perfect.
The pharmaceutical company will push meds and poison into people because it makes them money. I don't think that chemo works. I don't think that infusions work. I don't think that any of that shit works. I think it's just pushing the patients into needing those treatments to where they'll keep giving. Yeah, exactly. The money.
So the biggest thing, and I want to touch on, and I don't want to keep this whole segment into medical stuff, right? But there's two things that is very interesting. One, you're right, Nicole. So the biggest shocker to me when I started in the medical industry is when we get somebody in that's really, really sick, like you know, whatever. So like we just had this, I had talked about him, that 46-year-old guy that had a massive widowmaker heart attack, ended up being in the right place at the right time. Anyways, he survived, right? I mean, we worked on this dude he was in for 40 something days. But honestly, dude, all we do is support your body. There's things we can do, right? Like we went in and put stents in his heart, right? We did that. But there's all we do is support the body until the body heals itself.
Right.
Honestly, for the most part, like we're reacting to situations. Okay, you know, we have to intubate him. We have to put stents in the heart. You know, open the heart. Okay, that's a medical miracle that we've learned to do. That's amazing. It's an absolutely amazing thing. But from there on out, dude, your body is the one that is really running this whole thing. All we're doing is we're giving you all this medication. We're giving you medication to control your blood sugar, to control your heart rate, to control your blood pressure, to control anything. If you're potassium deficient, anemic, whatever, we're giving you this stuff to support the body, but the body has to heal itself. Right. That's one, dude. There's no magic pill. You don't come in there and we give you this stuff and boom, you're okay. Nah, dude, we're just reacting. So every day we're taking all the stuff and we're reacting to whatever's going wrong with you. Okay, today his blood sugar's through the roof. Give him some insulin. Tomorrow he's anemic. Give him some blood. Whatever. You know what I'm saying? But to move on, there's this, I read an article the other day, an emergency room doctor got fired. He was talking about, he was an ER doctor, and he worked for a for-profit hospital. And the ER became very dangerous because the for-profit hospital was obviously trying to make profit. So they were cutting doctors, they were cutting this, cutting that. They were making it dangerous to do certain things. He kept bringing it up. Anyways, he finally brought it up in some way that kind of shed light to it. They fired him like 4 days later. The dude just won like $28 million from this company because of wrongful termination because you're supposed to say something, see something, right? Just like in law enforcement. It's your job to report unsafe practices and stuff. Yeah, dude just won like 28, 38 million, something like that. So anyways, looping back around to what you're saying, for-profit medicine I'm not a fan of socialized medicine. You see the VA, Herman. I see the VA. I got other friends that see the VA. The VA is absolutely atrocious. I do not want socialized medicine. However, when you're having these for-profit companies, profits is all they care about. Trust that.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't give a shit about you, dude.
That's horrible. I mean, since we're talking about health, so there has a study that came out. I'm going to put this link, guys, and down below. If you're on YouTube, you'll see it there. And make sure you hit that subscribe.
Get your big finger out. No,
okay. Anyway, sorry about that. More coffee is good for you. 2 to 3 cups a day. There's been studies have been shown that coffee is good for you. You know, and so there's always been this yin and yang with coffee. Oh, too much coffee is bad for you. Too much coffee, and then you got coffee is good for you. Well, there's studies on this. Coffee is absolutely good for you, dude. And hey, science doesn't lie. Science don't lie. What do you guys think about coffee? I love coffee.
See, I love coffee. I got my coffee here, but I personally am worried that this study is going to make people be like, oh yeah, double mocha frappuccino with some caffeine in it is great.
Yes. Okay. So let's go to clear that up, dude. Okay. Listen, guys, listen to all the listeners out there, bro, that are calorie counting. Okay. Getting a double shot upside down caramel latte with extra whipped cream on the bottom and then on the top. That's like 1,000 calories, dude.
With cookies mixed in.
No, yeah, right.
We're talking about coffee, just regular coffee. If you want to put like 2 tablespoons of creamer, go for it, dude. We're talking about coffee, not like Starbucks lattes, bro.
Yeah, bro. That's what I was worried about.
They're always drinking this milkshake going, oh, I needed my morning coffee. I'm like, that's not coffee.
That's not coffee, dude.
That is a milkshake.
That's not coffee. I know, that's filled with sugar, but shit, man, I would agree. Coffee, I'm biased because I love coffee, but I'm all about coffee's good.
So, and getting into coffee, dude, I don't know if you guys heard about this whole hype that's going on with Starbucks. Starbucks has changed extremely since it first came out. When Starbucks first opened up, they were like the go-to place to hang out, right? They did this thing where it's like your third home, right? You got your home, and then you got your work home, and then you got Starbucks, your home, where you can go vibe out, really hang out with each other. But then somewhere down the line, they lost their vision, right? And then it became this just crazy place that you can go get any type of coffee that you want that's filled with 800-900 calories of just sugar and carbohydrates and fats. Anyway.
Well, think about this though. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
Yeah. So they're actually unionizing because since the demand is now changing, Starbucks is no longer this place for you to go hang out with, right? You can now do like 10. You can do like, since the COVID lockdown, you can do this whole app thingy and make whatever coffee you want. And the reason why they did that, because I guess people that were getting the coffees, hey, I want a double shot, and try to invent new ways of coffee. The Starbucks personnel, they were freaking out because they can't keep up with all these orders, especially when you got a whole line. Like I guarantee you, if you was to go to any Starbucks right now, there'd be a line out the wazoo, especially out here in Manteca. Imagine San Francisco, where you're at, Stockton, San Diego. Oh man, coffee's just, the lines at Starbucks is crazy. Well, then, so they made it so they're not going to be judged by the workers. So anyway, this is taking away the whole community of Starbucks, community full of Starbucks. So now it's like they're so understaffed, they're so underpaid, and we all know that Biden did the greatest thing in the world and gave everybody a raise of $14. Anyway, so now everybody's drinking their coffee, whatever. So now these Starbucks employees are like, we're going to unionize. So now they got this union going for Starbucks, and I'm very, very curious to see what this is going to happen, because if they unionize, that means better pay for them. When Starbucks is a multi-million, and I'm probably sure it's $1 billion company, right? So they can afford to pay all their employees, right, a livable wage. I mean, do you really want to deal with customers? I worked at a gym, dude. Working at a gym, dealing with customers, bro. Customers are just they're very difficult. Because like, hey, we got policy, we can't do that. And then like, no, this is what I want. I was like, listen, brother.
Whoever invented the customer is always right is, I don't know who said that or did that, but you need to be smacked, bruh. Like Will Smith.
Chris Rock at the Oscars.
Yeah, bro. Like customer, no, dude, the customer is rarely right, bruh.
Yeah, no, I would agree. 100%.
It created this toxic environment.
And you said this thing too, Corp. And I really like this idea. You know how like some countries are, I think it's like South Korea, they do it. By the time you turn like 17 or 18, you got to serve 2 years in the military. Well, you said this, Corp. You said everybody in America should serve at least 1 year in retail.
Absolutely.
Let's talk about that. You agree, Nicole?
I would agree. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I got so many people skills, and I learned a lot in retail. Granted,
you know what you learn? I think, Nicole, I think you learn compassion and empathy for people, kind of, because and maybe not like people, I don't know, maybe you turn to hate people, that could be it too. But what I meant is like compassion for and empathy for the workers. Cause like, oh bro, I was at a hotel this weekend, and I had to switch hotels because we weren't planning on staying the night. But anyways, we went to this DoubleTree. So I made my reservation online. I cruised over there at 3. It said check-in was at 3. I just happened to get there at that time. But anyways, they were having a problem with their cleaning people. Something happened beyond their control. They were super sorry. They're like, your room's not available. There's like, none of the rooms are. Like, we had a problem. I was like, all right, cool, no worries, dude. I'll just go to the bar. But this lady next to me, dude, was fucking flipping out, bro. She was flipping out. And I felt so bad, because it's like, you're flipping out on this lady that has nothing to do with anything and can't help you, and honestly doesn't give a shit about you, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But you're causing this whole scene. And then she kept demanding upgrades and free stuff and all this stuff. And I was just, dude, I wanted to just grab her bag and just throw it outside and tell her to go.
It's messed up the way people treat the workers. Because I mean, 9 times out of 10, it's not the workers' fault. It's like when I worked at Home Depot, it's not my fault that we're out of bolts. I'm sorry. Right. Like, what do you want me to do?
Yeah.
Like,
they think there's a magic back room, dude. No, there's no magic back room, dude.
Go to Lowe's. I don't know what to tell you. Just leave.
Go to Lowe's, dude. Yeah, man. And one thing that I've noticed too, since the whole COVID shutdown, the lockdown, it's like we all lost our people skills, man. You know what I mean? And it's like, dude, just be kind to people, dude. Like, get off social media. Quit trying to hide behind your magical keyboard, this little thing right here where you could say whatever you want to say, dude. No, bro.
Yeah.
Like,
there's a song about that.
Is there a song?
I'm just kidding.
People got super ballsy over COVID. Honestly.
They sure did.
Oh my gosh. The balls that people grew during COVID is insane to me.
It's like we forgot how to treat one another, and if it just looks like you're kind to somebody, be kind, dude. And like, why are you in a rush, bro? You're in a rush. People are driving crazy on the freeway. Like I see this. I don't drive on the freeway too much anymore because I'm retired, so and I work from home. And, wherever the gym needs me, I go anyway. But people would drive rushing to work to a job that they hate. Why are you rushing to a job that you hate, bro?
Yeah.
Don't rush.
Makes no sense.
If you don't like it, freaking quit. If there's something that you're absolutely unhappy with your life, quit. Do what Corby did. I remember this day. We talked about this last episode. And Nikki, just to give you a background, Corby used to be my boss. in our little law enforcement agency where we worked at in Dublin. He was my boss. And
Corby.
he was,
Zach.
dude, he was super, super duper cool, bro. And hi, Ruthie.
Hi.
He,
I don't want to brag, but I was cool.
he was cool, but
I'm
he
kidding.
had enough. And I remember one day he came in, he's like, Herm. I was like, yeah, bro. He goes, I'm going to quit. And 2 weeks later, sure enough, he quit. And then now he's a respiratory therapist,
Which I'm sure is
giving,
way better.
Oh my God. So much better, man.
I gotta say, your guys' job is so cool. When I was in EMT school, I thought the coolest system to learn about was the respiratory system. Because
Same, man.
It's so interesting. The fact that just one little thing going wrong with your respiratory system, your entire body shuts down and you're screwed. It's a miracle we're all still alive, honestly.
You're right. Dude, it's terrifying. Every time if my feet are swollen, I'm like, oh my God, fluid overload. My heart's not working. What the hell?
Yeah,
does that
right.
really happen for you guys? You guys are
Oh
experts
my
in your field.
gosh.
You're like, oh my God, my heart.
Like,
Yeah.
I'll
Oh,
have-
it kind of sucks because, yeah, what do
your
you think?
anxiety is just through the roof all the time. Something goes wrong in your body that like I have bad joints sometimes or whatever, but man, if my esophagus hurts, I'm like, oh my God. If I have like pain in my arm, I'm like, I'm having a heart attack at 23.
Because you see this weird stuff, man. And
Yeah.
you're like, and she's right, dude. Like your lungs mess up and then that affects your kidneys. And then when your kidneys get messed up, it's over with, bro.
And then your brain is just sitting there like, okay, I'm
Yeah.
gonna take all the oxygen and you
Right?
guys are screwed.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you get them black toes and them black fingers. Whew.
So I want to talk about something, Corb, that we kind of ended on last episode, and I want to bring it in early into this show. It's actually very interesting. So the job that me and Corby were in were considered federal law enforcement. And federal law enforcement, there's a cutoff age, right? You're mandatory retired at 55 or 57, something like that, or you do 20 years in law enforcement. So they'll kick you out at 55 or whatever the cutoff age is now. They will kick you out. You're done. You can't work anymore. And then I know that in California, when you're 70 years old, you gotta go in and actually take the test like every 5 years, not like us, we can just renew it online, whatever. And then if the DMV for any reason deems you incompetent because of your age, they can actually take away your privilege to drive. Now we were going somewhere with that. And you want to continue, Corby? See where I'm going at?
Sure. And first and foremost, before I get on this, like this obviously isn't, 100%. There's exceptions for the rule, right? Like my mom is like 67 or something like that, right? Still has a full-time job, still travels for her jobs. She seems like she's 40, the way her cognitive and,
Right.
and
Yeah.
abilities and physical, all that kind of stuff. She runs circles around, people, 4 decades younger than her. She's
Right.
very, very bright, right? So this is not a rule. However, like, could you guys imagine if you were running, let's say, Herman, you had a gym or whatever, a company, and you're looking for a new CEO, right, to run your company, and in walks Joe Biden with his fucking baby steps, can't barely talk. The dude's like 80 something years old, bro. Like you're going to do the interview because you have to, and you're going to be like, no, I'm not even sure if this dude's going to like die tomorrow. You know what I mean? No disrespect. And now we have literally him and Pelosi who are like 80 something years old and clearly are not there mentally, dude, and running the whole world, bro.
That's
terrifying?
interesting, man. I mean,
To me,
it's interesting. You said that, Corb. Did we lose you, bro?
Oh, I got a phone call coming in. For anybody, my computer wasn't working, so I had to use my phone. That's why it's all like this. So anyways, yeah, go ahead, dude.
So I find it interesting, man, because I was looking it up. They, especially being in law enforcement, they don't want you very they want you to be able to be cognitive up here and be able to move physically, right? So they basically retire you at a young age. 55 is still fairly young. And that's very interesting about that. So that is my question. Like, he's, like, I don't pick sides. I don't pick left. I don't pick right. I see what I see. Joe Biden, is he capable to run the country? I don't know. However, he does have a whole team of people making decisions. But the problem is, people can control the outcome of what he does. And you and I both know that when it comes with power comes responsibility. So many people are and like, I don't know this for a fact. I just know from what I know. So who can we say, how can we say that people aren't making decisions for him and whispering in his ear, hey, do this, Joe, do this?
We obviously know, because he reads whatever's on the teleprompter. We obviously see, like,
Right.
he can't put coherent sentences together, things of that nature. And the biggest problem, why is it that we became an either or country?
Right.
Like, you can hate Donald Trump and still hate Joe Biden. It's okay, man. You can like Donald Trump and like Joe Biden. It's okay.
Yeah.
But we became this society of an either or. And so the only argument that I ever see people doing, which I hardly ever roll down that political rabbit hole with comments and stuff, because first of all, I don't ever comment. You know this, Herman. I don't think I've ever argued with somebody online in my entire life.
Yeah, there's no reason for it.
Not even sure if I've ever commented on anything. But anyways, it's become an either or society. And so the only thing that Democrats, their only argument is he's better than Trump. And I'm like, okay, right. Well, how?
I think, sorry, no, just to touch on what Herman said. I mean, yeah, he has a team of people behind him making decisions for him and everything. But I think what the POTUS is he is the person people look at America to represent.
Right.
And I think having Joe Biden there as a representative of America is screwing us up. I mean, if you really think about it, when we had Trump, North Korea didn't mess with us. Mm-hmm. Russia didn't threaten us.
Right.
All these things. Biden comes in and he's a joke. He's an absolute joke. And I mean, I'm pretty versatile on either side. Like, I can understand either argument. Same. But Joe Biden is an absolute joke. And other countries are looking at us as that. And I think we're so easy to mess with. And we're such an easy target right now because our representative is dementia.
Really. It makes me so happy to hear you say this, because you're so young and you're so, your thought process behind it, or you're thinking about it. It gives me hope, for generations, because it really does, because far too often, I think, even when I was, I don't know if I can ask, how old are you? I don't
23. Know. I turned 23 last week.
So you're 23 years old. Honestly, at 23, I probably didn't even know who the president was.
Same.
So, but here's the thing. You're absolutely right. And the problem that people won't realize is that when you said North Korea didn't mess with us and Russia didn't mess with us, China didn't mess with us. Okay. People automatically hear Republican, Democrat when you say stuff like that, right? Or they'll say something, but I don't know why they didn't screw with us when Trump was in office. Maybe it's they thought that whatever Trump told them, they either heard or looked at him and knew he was serious about whatever consequence was going to happen. And so obviously leaders generally, unless you're a fucking psycho, don't want to lead their countries into World War III, because it's while war is good for a little bit, or at least war might be good for the winning side, but war is never ultimately obviously good. It's never okay to go to war.
No.
And they probably thought that whatever he said he meant it. Well, obviously, whatever freaking Joe says, they looked at him and they're just like, yeah, okay, buddy.
Yeah. And honestly,
and we've seen it.
Yeah, exactly. I personally would rather have a few mean tweets, because there's been things where what Donald Trump has said that I'm like, dude, fuck you. Honestly, grab her by the pussy. I didn't like that.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I would much rather take somebody that I don't like what they say, or like I think it's mean or discriminating or whatever. If you run my country right and my gas prices aren't $7 fucking, I'll be happy.
Right.
Dude, right?
I'll be a happy little camper,
Yeah, so I think the issue that we have is the people who are voting, right? They kind of vote on the pretense of
It's either or.
where am I fact checking? Right. But
Yeah.
people aren't fact checking correctly. They're not following the money. You know, if you want to follow these programs, like let's like they have right now, Stop Asian Hate. That's a big program that's happening right now. Follow the money. See where the money is going. You know what I mean? This, it's all public access. You know, so even when I was in law enforcement with Corp, they'd always ask me, "Hey, yo, Herm, come do the Pacific Islander Heritage Month and be the leader of it and teach the island culture, teach the Filipino culture." And I'd be like, nope, because I know for a fact that it's not there to teach everybody about my culture. It's there to divide us. I knew that from the beginning. I said it before and I'll say it again. When I first came into law enforcement, you know, diversity was all about backgrounds, right? Corby's an RT. Nicole, you're an EMT with you're also a hairstylist. Corby, you play guitar. So how can I use that in our team of people? You know, Corby plays guitar, so that means he has a good vision. He has good dexterity in his fingers. And like you, Nicole, that means you're very artistic. So how can I use that? Right now, if you look at it, if you go into the diversity program, you got I think it's called Black History Diversity or something like that. And then you got Mexican heritage, Pacific Islander and Native American, you know. And then now if you go to one of those diversity training, it's all just the same group of people. They're not teaching about the history. Like I remember one that they did, this guy brought in some gang members. Like, this is what we do. We do lowriders on the weekend. Bro, that has nothing to do with your history.
Dude, okay, so you brought up a great point, and this is probably going to be controversial, but like, to me, diversity has turned into, honestly, the word diversity obviously is awesome. We all want diversity, right? Everybody does, in my opinion. But diversity has turned into nothing but what is your skin color?
Yes.
Or but to me, diversity is a life experiences.
Boom, that's what right there.
Diversity to a group, no matter what color you are. Because if you and I grew up living next door to each other in Malibu, like, we're not really diverse. Like, just because you're Filipino we still grew up in the same area. We still have the same experiences for the most part. I know people always say, well, our experiences are different based on our color, and maybe that's out there, right? Obviously it's happened in the past. Obviously it's a travesty when you just look at somebody and judge them. But what I'm saying is, we're in essence the same, dude. We're going to kind of talk the same. We might kind of dress the same. We're going to have the same life experiences, all that kind of stuff, because we grew up in the same area. And, you know, I'm always a proponent of, I think diversity comes from location instead of skin color.
Yes. We definitely got to stop talking about racism.
Think about how racist that is. It's diversity can only literally,
and you know what? I thought about this the other day. I thought about this the other day. America, we are so diverse. We are so different. Every culture, we have so many cultures here.
We're a melting pot.
Everybody's wants to be different from being different. They want to be like, oh, I'm gonna put a label on it. So yes, I'm going to identify as a unibrow because I'm identifying as I identify, and I am a he, him. So I want to be different, bro. I didn't even know what pronouns were until this new generation come up. Like, why are we even talking about this?
I still don't know what a pronoun is, bro.
You know what? The thing that I heard about that really put it into perspective for me was like, okay, I'm gonna sit there. I'm obviously I personally identify. I'm a fucking woman, right? Like, I was born a girl. We can all agree I look like a woman naturally. If I were to go on and say, hey, I identify as a he, him, I expect all of you guys to look at me and call me he, him, look at me as a masculine fact.
Right.
In the same sense, would you be able to go through and say, me, Nicole, I identify as beautiful, smart, perfect, and amazing. I cannot force you to call me beautiful, perfect, smart, and amazing, right? Just like I cannot force you to call me he, him.
Right.
because
I agree.
somebody might not look at me and say, oh yeah, she's beautiful. Just like somebody might not look at me and be like, oh yeah, that's a boy. You can't do that.
You know, I agree, and we're probably getting into a really sensitive topic here.
Oh, absolutely. Let's do it.
A lot of
Let's do it.
I mean, no, a lot of people have a lot of passionate feelings about this,
For sure.
and my annoyance with it is honestly, bro, I don't care what you want me to call you. Like, honestly, I don't care. You know, there was a dude sitting next to me in the bar yesterday who had painted fingernails and like feminine rings, and he was wearing a but he was cool as fuck. But like, I never really interacted with him. What I'm saying is like, if he were to be like, yo, I want you to call me Mrs. Like, honestly, I don't really give a fuck. It doesn't matter to me. But what bothers me is when somebody like freaks out about you assuming their pronoun, like
forcing the opinion upon
what the
them.
fuck else am I supposed to assume, dude? What do I just walk around and call everybody X? Because just because I'm afraid that you are going to be in a weird headspace that day and be offended about a specific word. That's what pisses me off. Like, if you want to be called ma'am, I don't care. All right, ma'am.
Yeah.
Got you.
Yeah. That's my thing
worries.
too. It's like, if I'm the kind of person, it's like, if you come up to me and be like, you know what, Nicole, I feel like a couch today. Call me couch. I'll call you couch.
Are you leather or suede?
Yeah, exactly. I don't know. Right. I'm like, okay, yeah, fuck it. I'll call you couch. But if I slip up and call you, hey girl, you know, like whatever, I don't want you to freak out on me and be pissed off. I'm trying my best, man. I'll call you couch if you feel like a couch today. But if I slip up, or if anybody slips up, I don't think that gives anybody the right to be an asshole.
I just don't understand the whole, okay, you know, like we're talking about it. My guess, I'm assuming my pronouns are he, him. I think that's how it works, he, him. So if somebody called me she, and it's happened so many times before, because I have a very I guess I have a very feminine voice. I'm not an alpha male type of dude, so I don't hey dad, you know, I
thought you were a girl for a long time, bro.
You shush. So I would answer the phone. And be like, hi, Mrs. Fracker. I'm like, no, let me go get my wife. No, it's happened numerous of times. Oh,
that's
hi.
That beautiful singing voice.
No, we would literally go to the VA, because I have my VA appointments, and they would assume that Lucy is the veteran and I'm not, because I have long hair. I kind of dress like a hippie. You know what I mean? It is what it is. So I don't care. You know what I mean? I don't care. I don't care that you call me Mrs. Fracker, or you say, oh, hi ma'am, how you doing, man? I was like, oh, I'm a dude, bro. Oh, okay, my bad. It is what it is. It's an
honest mistake. You can't get upset about it.
Yeah, you can't. But why? I don't understand why people are trying to, make it a point like you will call me, you will give me the same amount of rights. Bro, you live in America. You have the same rights as I do, brother. You have exactly the same rights as I do. And then now they wanted to this thing about making gender neutral bathrooms. Listen, bro, if a dude goes into the bathroom when my daughter's in there, bro, I'm going to pull you out, dude. That's just how it is.
That's my thing is, I'm fine if there is a women's bathroom and a men's bathroom and a third gender neutral or whatever the hell you want to be. Fine. That's fine. But if I am in the women's bathroom, I do not expect to see a dick in there. I don't want to see a dick.
Yeah, no, like all weekend long, I was all in San Diego all weekend, like Ahoy in San Diego, right? And we went to comedy shows and we went to stuff. Anyways, all the bathrooms were neutral, but they were all single bathrooms, right? I don't give a shit. Like, I don't care who goes in there and takes a shit before me or after me, right?
Sure.
Just spray the little can, let me come in peace, right?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, if it's a regular, okay, so do you guys seen that story, right? About the high school where that dude that started supposedly identifying as a girl and then sexually assaulted 3 women?
Girls? that's what I'm talking about.
Exactly.
That just leaves it open. It just leaves it open for people to prey upon others.
Because genetically speaking, I would consider myself a very strong female. I lift weights. I'm very physically fit. I know for a fact that if a man came into the bathroom, even if he was dressed as a woman, he'd be able to overtake me. Mm-hmm. And I don't want that. Personally.
Well, the biggest thing is you're not expecting, if you're in there, dropping one off and somebody just bust in to fucking
Girls
attack you.
Girls don't do that.
Like, yeah, right. You just, yeah. But who's gonna, somebody's gonna attack you while you're doing that. You're not. So you're down already.
Exactly.
Your defenses are down. So yeah, I think that's it.
So I find that interesting because we're thinking on the other side. However, I do understand those where the people are coming from. Like, okay, I identify like I'm a man. There are dudes, obviously they're dudes, but they're identifying as a woman. I totally get that. If that's what you want to do, that's what you want to do.
Mhm.
I totally get that. I see that, Cypher. But there are ways, Max. My dog's over here snoring, dude. You hear him?
No,
He just snoring.
I don't
dude.
hear him.
Golly. And I'm totally for it, but what I don't understand why you gotta make a big stink like that, dude. Like,
I'm all about it as long as it doesn't impose on me.
right, but
Just
then
like my sexuality shouldn't have.
but
to
then you
impose on
got
me.
you got the lawmakers that are like, oh, that's a great way to make money. That's a great way to make
Bro,
money. Let's go ahead and
okay.
do this. But then now what's happening? You're gonna have predators that actually go. There are dudes that are gonna be going up in there like, hey, no, I identify as a woman. Just people. There are a lot of people out there that are not right here.
And it's happened. It's happened a lot.
And they're gonna try to
Okay.
prey on people.
They just did pass a thing. Think about it. Our tax money, our tax dollars, just passed a thing that you can now put X on your passport or whatever, right? Again, bro, I encourage every single human being on this planet to do whatever makes them happy. Whatever that is, as long as you're not hurting somebody else.
Sure.
Yeah.
Do whatever you want to do, dude.
Do whatever you gotta do.
You know, you fall in love with stuffed animals, keep your stuffed animals in the house, hook it up, whatever. I don't care, right?
Yeah.
But okay, think about if you're a passport. You don't know how the rest of the world's going to react. What if you want to visit Beijing and they look at your passport and they're like, what the hell's an X? And they screw with you and they hold you up. And then, you know what I mean? And then you're just stuck.
Yeah.
Like,
that's a scary thought.
Right. And Nicole, you hit the nail on the head, dude. So you said earlier, just don't be an asshole. Like, it's honestly that simple, dude.
Yeah. Don't be
it's
an
that
ass.
simple.
I mean,
I feel like that's my philosophy for life is just don't be a dick. Like, just be a good person.
Just don't.
I mean, my voice gets mistaken for a woman all the time. Like, even when I was working at InShape, hey, how you doing, ma'am?
You're
like,
very pretty.
Yeah, thank you. No, I mean on the phone, I'll be taking phone calls. They're like, how you doing today, ma'am? I was like, oh, I'm great. I don't even, honestly, dude, I'm a dude. I know I'm a dude. I don't need to correct them.
But you don't get upset about it.
No, I don't.
There's
really
so
care.
many times, Herman, you know me very well. I carry myself usually pretty masculine.
Yes.
I'm a pretty masculine person. There's been times out at the club where somebody like a girl will come up to me and she'll just assume that I'm a lesbian.
Mm-hmm.
I don't get offended. I'm like, I know it's fine. Like, no, but I'm straight. I don't get offended.
Yeah.
It's like,
I get hit on dudes all the time by other dudes. When I first came to Dublin, and I moved up here, I got hit on at the gym. And I figured it out because when the dude handed me his card, I thought he just wanted to hang out, get a couple drinks because I'm new in town. But then the way he handed me the card, he was like, I'm like, hold on, wait a minute.
Like, hey, baby.
I'm like, hold on, wait.
Call me.
Are we on the same page here? And turned out he wanted a lot more than my number. I was like, oh, my bad, bro. And I was just really cool about it. That was it. I didn't
How was the dinner?
Oh, it was awesome. He paid for everything.
Took you to Nobu,
Hey, so did you guys know that they are starting to make a birth control pill for men?
Really?
Oh, I've been waiting for this one. I'm so about it, man.
Nicole, looks like you're good, dude.
Oh my gosh. You know the shit that we women go through on birth control? It's time.
No,
it's time.
You're right, Nicole. You're absolutely right. And I've always I tell my wife this all the time, dude. Men, not to get all fucking whatever the word is for, but men have consciously suppressed women for hundreds of years.
Yeah,
absolutely.
For the purpose of control and our own insecurities, right? Yeah. It's the whole adage of if a woman bangs 20 dudes, she's a complete filthy whore. But if a man bangs 20 chicks, he's a champion.
We're like,
that thought process that thought process has been handed down to make women like subjects, to make them submissive, to make them feel a different certain way that they can't explore one or their sexuality or their profession they want to do or whatever it is, dude. And I'm a firm believer in that. And I tell my wife that all the time, dude.
Yeah, no, I'm 100% give men birth control. The thing is that the men are the ones that walk away. The women are stuck with the baby.
Yeah.
If you don't want a baby, just like it is my response. I don't want a baby, so I do take birth control on the daily, and it does mess with my hormones. Men, if you don't want a baby, take some fucking responsibility and take your birth control.
Yeah.
I cannot wait for the day that I'm laying in bed with a man, and before we do the deed, I just lean over and I go, "You want the pill?" I can't wait. I can't wait. It's gonna happen one day too.
She's like,
the
you want
amount
pill,
of
baby?"
women with their tubes tied versus their partner not getting a vasectomy is astonishing to me.
Yeah.
It's astonishing
You know
because it is so fucking invasive.
Because men don't want to feel a little tiny pinch, but the pain that the women go through for an IUD, and we don't even get local anesthesia. None at all.
That's what I'm saying. It's absolutely, and it's because that whole industry has been ran. It's a money making industry for one.
Yeah.
Right.
Sure.
But it's all ran until somebody, I don't know, whoever the genius was, has been like, whoa, let's develop the dick pill.
I mean, dude, I think it's awesome, dude, because again, we're talking about, and honestly, dude, this is gonna sound really bad, like gender equality. Whatever. I don't think like that. I don't think like, oh, I'm better than a woman. I don't really think like that. Or it's like, oh, I'm Filipino, so I'm better than you. I don't really think like that. I'm like, what? I'm just kind of like in the world floating around. Like, and if I find it very funny that there are dudes who are like, oh yeah, I'm much stronger than a woman. Look how much. I don't get it. I'm not very masculine. I'm not very masculine at all. I guess I would be considered, I've been called retro before. I'm very feminine. So what? I don't know how to change the oil on my car. So what? I don't know how to turn a wrench. I tell you what though, look at my
I don't know if people see you like that, bro. I worked with you in the penitentiary, dude.
Well, I'm very humble.
You're the furthest thing from not masculine, dude.
Thanks,
Herm was cracking. You were cracking skulls, bro.
Yeah.
When it needed to be done, the skulls were getting cracked, man.
Yeah.
I could give a shit if you don't know how to change my oil, but if you can pay for my oil being changed, I'm a happy woman.
Hey, that shit got done, right?
It got done. It doesn't matter by who.
But yeah, that's interesting, right?
This went way, like, I never even thought we'd be talking about like women equality in this cast, but like, I think
never thought about
in my personal opinion, like the whole equality thing that we're always completely focused on has been completely skewed, like,
yeah,
like they're looking for equality. Like they think that if there's 500 CEOs in the country, the only way equality will be reached is if 250 are women and 250 are men. And I think that kind of thought process and analogy is so stupid, because to me, it's not about a numbers thing, man. You have to but you have to allow women to just be women and quit, like, I don't know, man. I mean, I don't have the answer. It feels weird to me to talk about it as a man, because I don't know what the fuck a woman goes through.
I mean, personally for me, I would not consider myself like a feminist by any means, not whatsoever, right?
Yeah, that would never cross my mind, dude.
No, I don't think, I firmly believe that I don't know how many women are gonna come at me for this one, but I firmly believe that there are roles for a man and there are roles for a woman. I completely 100% agree.
I think genetically speaking, you're correct. Yeah. I think there's some certain things, and it has nothing to do with what we are. Like, it always trips me out. Like, I didn't control where I was born, what color I was born, how tall I am, how big my penis is. Like, none of that is controllable by me, but it's everything that's judged by society.
Exactly.
How do we judge something we have no control over?
Exactly.
Right.
No,
and I'm sorry, what were you going to say?
No, I just think that there are, and I'm probably going to get some heat for this, man, and I really truly don't care, but there are roles for men and there are roles for women. And I mean, it is situational, right? Like, if I was in a relationship with a guy and he was a breadwinner, right? And he worked 80 hours a week and I was working 10, doing hair, just having fun, right? And I was only doing hair because I like doing hair. And he's taking home all the money and he's supporting the family, and I'm just working because I want to do hair, right? I think my job as a woman would be to go home and take care of the fucking house, do the laundry, cook the dinner, But then there's the roles reversed, where if the woman, because I mean, it's completely possible where the women are smarter and they're better and they're taking home the money. If I'm a woman and I'm making 6 figures, right? And my husband's over there doing mechanic work because he feels like I just want to have a job, I come home, I expect my dinner to be made.
Better be a motherfucking salad on
yeah,
the table.
yeah. I want my house to be clean. But
yeah, why
normally
did
there
we
are societal
stigmatize
rules.
roles like that? Why did we make it? Why do we villainize? Like if you're in a relationship, right, and that's what your wife wants to do. Like if your wife is like, you know what, I just want to take care of the house because that's what I want to do. Why do we villainize that as a society? Why did that turn so much into like? I understand like that doesn't have to be a role. It's like, no, you're the woman, you must stay home. Like that's obviously fucked up, right? And should never happen. But we went and turned it and flipped it all the way around. We villainized it so much that now your children are being raised by strangers.
Right.
Yeah.
Because everyone's working and the way America does work these days is completely atrocious. Like you and your husband or you and your wife shouldn't have to work freaking 100 hours a week just to sit at home on the weekend watching Netflix.
Yeah.
Right.
Paying all your bills and your house and stuff. Like it's ridiculous, man.
Yeah. No, I would completely agree. 100%.
And we villainize it the other way around too. If the dude is the one that wants to stay home, nothing wrong with that. And then what I think the most shittiest question ever is when you first meet people, like you're out somewhere in a social setting and you're like, oh, hey, how you doing? Blah, blah. So what do you do? I never ask anybody that because in my personal opinion, that person is asking you, what do you do? Because they're deciding on whether or not you meet their standards.
Right.
And they want to talk to you. If the guy says, oh, I fucking drain shitters for a living. All right, peace out, bro.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. It's messed up.
But
and
that's the first question people ask.
Yeah. And to touch on what you said earlier, I feel like it's so messed up that if the wife is the breadwinner, right, and she's taking home all the money for the family, and the man is the stay-at-home dad or the stay-at-home husband, whatever, it's so wrongly looked upon. If you were to ask a man like, hey, what do you do for a living? He's like, oh, I'm a stay-at-home dad. They automatically think that you're just a loser, you're not a man, you're less masculine than the rest, and I think that's just so messed up.
And I think that's conditioning, going back to what I said. I think honestly that's conditioning from centuries of, and I think that honestly is like a way, and I'm probably going way too deep, honestly. But again, I think it's a way to keep women back in the day, quote unquote, in line, to keep them, that husband, like women that, okay, take women taking the last name. I mean, it all came from what? Because that's your property now.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I
mean, there's all these
my husband's last name.
Well, there's all these things that we did that we don't understand today that,
and
I missed that.
We have this conversation. I was like, hey man, I'm not taking my husband's last name. There's no way.
Can we talk about that or no? It's up to you.
Well, why is the man the only one that can
we'll beat around the bush. If I were hypothetically, if I were to be dating a man, right? I love my last name. It says my heritage. It's Manguso.
What is it?
It's Manguso. It's from Sicily. My family's from Italy. They immigrated here. I'm a family of immigrants. If I were to be dating a man with a last name that is less than desirable, okay, I mean, not good, I would keep my last name.
So,
well, why is it the man's responsibility to continue their name?
I don't know. That's weird, right?
Why do we just snuff women's names out? Like if your dad only had 3 kids and you were the last, like why is all of a sudden your last name just gets disappeared? But fucking Henry can go on forever.
I'd rather keep the Manguso legacy going on. I mean, that's way better last name than.
We need less Henrys in the world and more Mangusos.
I need to put my boy up on game just in case. As a hey bro, just in case your last name might be Manguso.
I told him straight up. I was like, hey man, I was like, I told him, I was like, if this goes anywhere, I'm taking my last name. And he just goes, I understand.
No, I'm like, hey, listen, bro, I get it.
What if your husband's name is LaRusso? Though, then it'd be LaRusso Manguso.
Hey, I got a question for you, Nick.
That's funny to me.
Okay, so you're Italian, and I was asking my wife this the other day too.
Yeah.
Like, are Italian people considered white? Like, I don't, because German would obviously be white, but I feel like Italians, like, would you be Latino? Well, you
I
can't be
wouldn't be.
Latino.
No, I'm not
but-
Latino.
It'd be Italian, fool.
No, I know that, but
I personally consider myself Caucasian because if you look at me, I'm apparently white, right? But if you ask me, my race is white. My skin is, I am white.
well, so are Mexican people. They're considered white.
Yeah.
Even when their ethnicity is Caucasian or white, ethnicity is white.
Yeah. Well, I would say my race is white, but my ethnicity is Italian.
When the hell are we
me.
going to recognize that skin pigmentation was developed from wherever their ancestors lived out of necessity for protection?
Yeah.
Why
I don't
is
think
it
skin
that we
color
look at
does.
it as,
Yeah, I have so many friends that are Mexican and they look like me.
dude?
I mean,
There's
who
a
am I to
reason
tell
the
you?
Vikings were pasty white, bro, because it was cloudy 24/7 for hundreds of years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's no sun, dude.
Yeah. I mean, I just feel like there's so much like labeling on skin color.
There's a lot of labeling. We Americans, we are great at labeling. We have labels for everything, and that is our downfall. And the funny thing, I'm pretty sure the politicians make money off of that. You know what I mean?
They have to. They
Yeah,
have
I
to.
mean,
Absolutely.
they would have to. I just don't understand what was with all this labeling. Like, why do we have to label everything? I don't care. I don't care if you're a Filipino. I don't care if you're a she. Are you nice? Good. We can chill out then. We can hang out, bro. But other than that, if you're like super like aggressive with no, I'm she her and I hate cops, pro Trump, F Biden. Like, relax, dude. Then that tells me you're a closed-minded person.
Yeah.
Be open-minded, dude. Why do we care? I blame the governments for doing this. Why do they want to do? We did the same thing in the prison system. We separated people. Why? Because they're easier to control.
Because it's easier to control. Yeah, that's why. Why do we have so many slow down fences in the prison? Why do we have everything segregated?
It's easier to control.
Because you can control.
And if
dude,
you think about it, America is like a big prison if you think about it.
This is so stupid. This is what the media astonished me. Honestly, and I'm to the point now where if I meet somebody and they say they're a journalist, I fucking hate them. and it shouldn't be that way, dude. No, it shouldn't be that way. But look, they just did a study and they said the study was if you watch CNN or Fox News. So they said in a surprising study, we found that not only does watching either one news network or the other sway how you vote politically.
Yeah.
No
Absolutely.
shit. It surprisingly, we found that it also alters the way you think.
Right.
Bruh, did you really need to do a study to understand that?
Yes.
If you are getting one-sided information 24/7,
right,
you are going to have one-sided thinking because you have no idea what is going on the other side, bro. Why did we have to spend money on a study like that? Why? You and I could have, all three of us could have said that shit.
Yeah, absolutely.
Or you could have just hired a psychologist, and I mean, that's what they went to school for.
Bro, if you only watch Fox News, you're just like, you're just going to be one way.
You're closed off to one side.
Yeah, if you only watch CNN, dude, you're the only thing you know is that propaganda, fake BS that they're spreading you every day to control you and take your money. That's it.
I'm sorry, Nicole, go ahead.
No, go ahead. No, go ahead.
It's like you kind of gotta go to a different country's news source to find out what's going on in America.
Oh my gosh, have you heard the news sources from like England? What they say about it? It's correct. It's very non-biased.
Really?
Oh my God, have you not watched them?
Yeah.
Dude, I turned off all, I don't really, unless Herman wants me to do like a little research on something, I try hard not to look at any of that. It's just too much for me.
If you watch like Britain or like England, like they have unbiased, for the most part, unbiased opinions on America.
You would have to watch external news sources.
Yeah, of course, there's you still need to get your news sources from like multiple sources, but for the most part, they're pretty unbiased.
Yeah,
I think news died in America. Like the word news died in America, dude.
I think it died during I think it's been biased and kind of like loaded for a while. But I think the moment it died was the Trump versus Hillary election. I think that's when it was like.
I agree.
Yeah.
You know, there's all these things coming out now about, and it's funny too, because what's that guy's name? Bill Maher. You guys know who Bill Maher is?
Oh, he's funny, dude.
Yeah. Well, Bill Maher is historically a left leaning, you know, what do they call them shows? They're like political. What are they? He's like does news, but it's supposed to be funny.
Yeah.
And it's completely biased, you know, and you know, but anyways, he's coming out now. And because it seems like he's finally woken up a little bit and it's like, whoa, everything's super crazy. So there's like absolute 100% proof that the media suppressed the Hunter Biden laptop story, that the FBI suppressed the Hunter Biden laptop story simply because it would have hurt Biden's chances, dude.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, bro, like to me, that is like, what's the difference from North Korea?
Yeah.
There's no difference now in my eyes. You're literally spewing everything that you can spew to alter our perception and lie to us to get us to vote a certain way, dude.
Yeah. America is a third world country. We're just disguised that it's not, I believe.
100%.
I don't think we've been a country since the 1700s, since we got sold.
Probably.
But it is what it is. But guys, we are coming up on past a little bit over an hour. Man, guys, this has been an awesome episode. You guys, listeners, we love you. Thank you for being here, listening to us. And, you know, it's always a great thing just being here, chilling with you guys. Nicole, thank you for being a co-host.
Thanks for having me.
Guys,
welcome, Nicole.
Love you guys.
Glad to have you. Later,
Next time. Paalam.
Bye, guys.
Bye. Bye, guys. Hi, guys. Paalam.